Hi everyone. Today I will talk about general note. C. Concrete cover to reinforcement. Clear concrete covering over reinforcing bars shall be as follows. Column to ties 40 millimeters. Beam to stirrups 40 millimeters. Footing 75 millimeters. D. Construction joint 1. The position and form of any construction joint shall be as shown on drawings or as agreed with the engineer. 2. All surfaces of construction joints shall be roughened to 6 millimeters amplitude. 3. All construction joints shall be cleaned to remove dust, chips, or other foreign matters prior to placing of adjacent concrete. E. False work. All false work shall be designed by the contractor subject to the approval by the engineer. F. Form work. 1. Forms shall be provided for all concrete indicated unless specified otherwise. Forms shall be set true to line and grade and maintained so as to ensure competent work within the allowable tolerances specified and shall be mortar tight. 2. Forms and their supports shall be designed so as not to damage previously placed structure. 3. No construction load shall be supported on, nor any shoring removed from any part of structure under construction, except when that portion of the structure, in combination with the remaining forming and shoring system, has sufficient strength to support safely its weight and additional imposed load. 4. Forms shall be removed in such manner as not to impair safety and serviceability of the structure. 5. Shoring two cut for beams slabs should be removed after 14th day. 6. Schedule of stripping of forms and shores. G. Protection and curing of concrete. Concrete surfaces shall be protected from harmful effects of sun, wind, and running water, and shall be kept damp for at least 7 days. 3. Structural steel. 1. All structural mill sections and build-up plate sections shall be constructed in accordance with AISC latest specification for design, fabrication, and erection of structural steel for buildings. 2. Steel, plates, shapes, bars, and metal fabrications are ASTM A36 unless noted otherwise. 3. Schedule of bolts, nuts, washers. 4. Hole size for anchor bolts. 5. Unfinished bolts shall conform to ASTM A307 Grade A. High strength bolts shall conform to ASTM A325. or ASTM A490 as noted. Use 16 millimeters diameter A325 bolts for all beam to column, girder to column, bolted connection. Use two bolts main, unless noted otherwise. 6. All high-strength bolts A325 or A490 shall be slip critical A325 SC or A490 SC Class A, unless noted otherwise. The installation of high-strength bolts shall conform to the latest edition of AISC specification for a structural joint using ASTM A325 or A490 bolts. Where not slip, critical bolts are specified. These bolts shall only be tightened to a snug, tight condition. 7. Bolt hole in steel shall be 1.6 millimeters larger in diameter and the diameter of bolts used for slip critical connections construction, or short slotted holes for non-slip critical connection as noted, unless otherwise specified. 8. Electrodes for welding. ASTM 233EZ70XX series complies with AWS D1.1 code requirements. 9. Flame cutting and welding shall be done in accordance with the latest standard code for welding in building of the American Welding Society. 10. All butt welds shall be for penetration and shall be properly back-tripped or gouged. Backup plates shall be provided as required. 11. Grind or exposed welds smooth except fillet welds. 12. Weld length called for on plans are the net effective length required. Fillet weld sizes are the width of the horizontal of vertical leg. Where length of weld is not shown, it shall be for length of joint. Welding electrodes to be E70XX unless noted otherwise. 13. All level welds are for penetration unless noted otherwise. Size all fillet welds per AWS where not shown with weld size. Provide min weld size to develop tension or shear capacity of the smaller member of the pieces being connected. 4.76 millimeters min. 14. The contractor shall provide minimum 10 millimeters concrete cover around all steel members, components, WFTS, plates, bolts, etc. Adjacent to soil. 15. Welded connection between members of moment frames shall be tested by non-destructive method. 16. Apply TTP 645 sharp paint for all fabrications. 17. Sharp painting for structural steel shall be rust inhibitive primer with minimum DFT 2.0 miles. 18. Touch-up painting. Apply paint to exposed areas in manner satisfactory to the engineer with same material as sharp paint. 19. Comply with AISC code and specification for bearing adequacy of temporary connections and alignment. 20. Contractor shall furnish complete erection drawings for the proper identification and assembly of all building's components. These drawings will show anchor bolts setting, primary, secondary, and roof framing, and necessary installation details. Submit sharp drawings for approval before fabrication. 21. The steel subcontractors shall comply with the latest AISC Code of Standard Practice. 22. The steel subcontractor shall determine the erection sequence for all steel works. The steel subcontractors shall also coordinate with all the trades and site conditions with determining the proper steel erection sequence so as not to damage work performed by all the trades and or previously erected steel members. 23. Work points, member length, and or erection sequence shall be adjusted by the steel subcontractor to minimize the effect of the temperature changes and differential temperature effects. Temperature effects such as exposed to strong sun on one side of the building, meeting AISC acceptable mouth standard and erection tolerances. 24. All structural steel shall conform to ASTM A36 Fy equals 248 megapascal. 25. Fabricator shall submit sharp drawings for approval by the engineer and the owner prior to fabrication. 4. Footings. 1. The assumed soil bearing capacity shall be 100 kilopascal at 1.5 meters from natural grade line to bottom of footing. 2. Footing shall rest on 100 millimeters thick gravel paste coarse compacted to 95% maximum density. 3. Backfill shall be placed in 150 millimeters layers and each layer shall be compacted to a minimum of 95% maximum density, shall be free from the detrimental amounts of organic material and no rock or similar irreducible material. The WA maximum dimension greater than 300 millimeters be buried for placed in fills. 4. All ex- excavations, backfilling, backfilling and compaction shall be inspected and approved by the contracting officials. 5. The contractor shall verify an actual soil condition before construction or after footing excavation is done to check the geotechnical reports recommended bearing capacity if any. 6. No footing shall rest on fill. 7. Minimum concrete protection for reinforcement shall be 75 millimeters for concrete deposited against the ground. 8. Contractor to provide for the watering of excavations from either surface water, ground water, or seepage. 9. Contractor shall provide for design and installations of all cribbing, sheathing, and shoring required to safely retain the earth banks. 10. All excavations shall be properly backfilled. Do not place backfill behind retaining walls before walls have attained full design strength. Contractor shall brace for protect all buildings and pit walls below grade from lateral loads until attaching floors are completely in place and have attained full strength. Contractor shall provide for design permits and installations of such bracing. 11. Footings shall be placed and estimated according to depths shown on drawings. Should soil encountered at these depths to not be approved by the foundation engineer, footings elevations will be altered as required. 12. Footings backfill and anteriorly trench backfill within buildings area shall be mechanically compacted in layers in accordance with soil report. Flooding will not be permitted.